boys, Lex Luthor. Morgan sneaker room, so much soul. About to bust out the room. All different flavors, way more than 32. From these shoes, you can't mess with these dudes. Nike Reeboks, about to sock the knees. Golden Goose is on dude.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Soul Brothers podcast. This is Morgan's Sneaker Room with my co-host Flex Luthor, and today we have a guest. We call him ByBetterEveryday, but he has a real name. AC, what is going on today, man?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. This is our third intro. You let me do the intro, so there's a reason you hear a different voice right now. A much more calming and soothing voice, a little bit less country. But AC, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this, so I'm really flattered that you guys have me.
Awesome, man. Hey, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, my name's AC. I am from Southern California, Long Beach to be exact, city by the sea. And I am founder of BetterEveryday. We specialize and focus on home decor through the lens of sneakers and fashion. We are probably most known for our two-door drop front box that we are pushing heavy. And yes, let's go. And it's just the beginning for us. We're almost 2 years old. However, officially 2 years old. However, this is something that's been in the works and the process for a few years now. And so finally, we have a little bit of momentum and traction. And like I said, we're just getting started.
Awesome, man. I can tell you, Flex and I, we love your products. That's why we love you and your family. And that's why you're here, obviously. But yeah, you've got a lot of new things going on. We have to plug the boxes right away. I feel like it's only right. We got to plug the boxes right away. So you actually just changed your design, right?
Yes, sir. You
just changed your design. Tell us about the improvements that you've made on the ByBetterEveryday box.
Yeah. So I would just start with trying to get a two-door box on my own was like a challenge in itself. So the fact that I landed on one was like a big achievement for me. And then I was like, okay, this is our value proposition. This is what it's going to make us distinct amongst from other boxes out there. And then as time went on, like we have a name, Better Every Day. So we're constantly trying to improve things, and we wanted to live that out. And so when we went to change these boxes and I really wanted to study and see, okay, what are the parts of it that I don't really like? And I think the biggest things for me were the L indentations on top. I was like, oh, they're so big. Like, I wish they were a little smaller or just a bit more subtle. And so that was the first thing I wanted to change. So when you see the new box, you'll notice that those are gone and the top and bottom are completely transparent. Before, you used to have to pay attention to what went on top, what went on the bottom. It's like a Lego. Yeah. But now you can, as you assemble things, you can do it mindlessly. Yeah. And then the second thing was that the boxes, for the most part, you can fit a high top shoe in there. But like when you get to your Fear of God, or you put a pair of Timbs in there, or if you're fortunate enough to have like a pair of Air Max or something like that, you're going to be challenged a bit depending on what size shoe you wear. And so if I wanted to give it a little height, not necessarily make the box longer widthwise, but just more height. Mm-hmm. So that was the second thing I wanted to tackle. And then for me, my favorite addition to it is like finally getting our logo on the box.
Yeah, that's dope.
In a way that wasn't like distasteful or like tacky. I didn't want it to be like an all over print or is noticeable as like a Supreme box logo. I wanted something very tasteful that didn't take away from whatever someone wanted to display, but that I really wanted to be something that was like a treat or like Easter egg almost. And so when you film, you can't really see it, but when you look closer in person, it's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was the improvement that I noticed and was like super excited about. Because you sent us quite a few boxes, man. I think you've probably sent me like, oh my gosh, like 20 boxes.
I don't even know at this point.
I think it's right. I think it's right at 20 because I got 15 here right now, and I got 5 more I need to assemble.
Yeah,
So,
and you've taken care of me, and you've taken care of Flex, and so I am. I know the boxes well. I feel like I know the boxes well. I know how to assemble them pretty quickly. And the first thing that I noticed with these new boxes was, well, one, the difference in the connecting part, right? Like that make them stackable. But like that kind of took a backseat when I saw the branding on there. I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, this is awesome. I'm happy that you guys got your logo on there. And even the cardboard boxes are coming with your branding now.
That means a lot. You're happy about that too,
Yeah, right. Like I think that's a big deal. And you're right. It doesn't look tacky. It's very, very clean. It's very it's very tasteful. So as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have the ByBetterEveryday boxes behind me. They've become a permanent part of, and Flex is holding them up on his end. They've become a permanent part of my background since I've done the podcast here at the kitchen table, and I'm starting to try to do some sneaker reviews here. I thought the boxes would be a perfect backdrop for what I've got going on. So in my boxes, I've got the double box up there, and I've managed to fit 2 pairs of shoes in there, which is awesome. I think that's great. I've got the Bodega Hypercats this top one over here, and
all right, Morgan, we're showing off his product.
No, look, yours. Man, look. And then you said that you put the high tops in there, man.
The DT Max, such a great pickup.
It was a great pickup, and I can tell you, and I always say this when I make the videos. Like, I used to only buy sneakers that had the original box, and my ability to get so many cool shoes for a fraction of the price because I can put them in a ByBetterEveryday box has skyrocketed. Like, that's huge.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I'm glad to solve that problem too, because there's a lot of good pairs out there without boxes that you could miss out on. Like, for me, I buy a lot of secondhand as well, so this helps solve that. But I was actually kind of intimidated approaching you at the beginning.
Me?
Because I noticed you didn't have any boxes display case, and to be transparent, you were the first person that we collaborated with, and so I was like, I'm not sure how to go.
I was going to bring that up. I knew that.
I really appreciate that, but I was like, of course, this dude has 400 pairs of shoes. I don't know if he's going to change now. And then, but you were really open to it. I was like, oh, dope.
Of course.
Let's see how this goes.
Of course. I mean, I like you, and I like your family, and I like what you're doing.
Means a lot, man.
And it's, look, you're making me feel like a celebrity, and I am a high school tennis coach in Indiana.
Far from you, buddy.
Flex, he's not talking to you. He's not talking to you, buddy. So before we get too off track, I love being complimented and stuff like that, being made to feel this way. Let's talk about what we had on feet today. Flex, you going first?
What's up, guys? It's Flex. I'm sorry that y'all had to deal with Morgan's voice in the intro, but I just couldn't get it right today. Even, the GOATs have their bad days. So, it's just a bad day. We'll bounce back next week. But my, what I had on feet is actually my showcase shoe too. So,
bro, that's not
going to see.
That's not how. Oh my god!
I'm sorry. You're not going to see it, buddy.
It better be good. It's going to be the Ben 7s. I'm going to be so sick.
I already did a bit.
I'll do mine. So, what I wore today is different than my showcase shoe because that's how we do it on this podcast. The J Tips. Was this one yours? Was this one yours?
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say something.
The shirt kind of, I was like, it might be. He's wearing it.
Oh, it does.
Hey, that kind of works. The J Tips, Gridazora 2000. I don't remember if I paid for these or not.
2023 sneaker of the year.
This 2023 sneaker of the year for sure. J Tips, remember who fronted. I love that message, but
Beautiful shoe.
Yeah, this is a great shoe. This is the shoe that I wore today.
Shout out to J Tips and the Saucony family.
Shout out to the Saucony family and J Tips.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was on like a class, like a webinar last night with Bima Williams.
Yeah.
And he kind of just walked us through his whole journey with Saucony and how that came about, and spoke a little about J Tips and stuff like that. It was real dope. It was like walked away like hyper inspired. It was very informative. Like he was not gatekeeping anything.
Yeah, I think he was just on with
Haas.
With Haas. Yeah. He was just on with My First Kicks podcast.
Yeah, that was a great episode. Shout out to My First Kicks.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Great episode. I always listen to the episode when it drops from 9 to 10. But yeah, it was a great episode, powerful message. Definitely go listen to that, guys. After you listen to ours.
All right, AC, what'd you wear today?
All right, today I wore the Awake A6 Gel NYC in the teal colorway.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Awake. More specifically, Angelo Bach, and everything he did at Supreme before they got bought out. I think that he's an amazing creator and an even better curator. Wow. And I'm kind of since my name starts with an A, I'm kind of attracted to brands that start with an A too. And more specifically, this shoe is like, it gives me LeBron South Beach vibes, but in a runner.
I can see that.
That brings us back to a time.
Wearable. Like, and I don't want to walk around with both shoes on. So this is a more wearable version of that.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people slept on these last year. And so the way they came out, I was like, oh, they dropped Paris Fashion Week, got a pop-up. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy
That's
W.
crazy. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, this is a great pair for me.
What's your taste of sneakers, AC? Because I see you in a bunch of different stuff, including like when I see your videos, I see like 2016 Kanye West. Like, is he has that era kind of been very influential for your style?
Definitely. I'm a huge Kanye West fan. I think he's one of the greatest creatives of our generation and one of the greatest rappers of all time. Not lyricists, it's rappers. And
he's not. No,
there is a difference. There is a difference.
We know who wrote that first album.
And so
Consequence.
I think that time was very influential. But to be honest, I've been collecting sneakers since I was like, everyone says this, but since I was a kid. My dad is from Chicago originally, and he moved out to Los Angeles in the 80s, like at the end of the Showtime Lakers era. And he just had really a tremendous amount of Chicago pride. And so to be in a place where like everyone has a lot of Laker pride, he hated the Lakers. And so once the Bulls got on, like he would not shut up. And so he instilled so I'm an LA kid with my dad's Chicago pride, and it was always been like a tug of war. But because of that, I started off as like a Jordan kid, like very young. I'm 8th born in my family, so I have a lot of older siblings, and they're into shoes and fashion. So a lot of my taste comes from them. 4 older sisters, they're my oldest sisters. They wore a lot of Air Maxes and Jordans. And so I got to really look at them and see, what they wear, what they like. And one of my sisters even worked at Foot Locker back in the day.
Yeah.
And so like I've been through all, like, I want to say almost all the phases of sneaker collecting.
I mean,
decades.
I see. I mean, even the Visvims, man. Like, I know you got the Visvims in it. Yeah. That brings me back to a time. I remember definitely like looking at pairs and being like, if I just, if I stop buying, these Jordans for like a month or something, I'll save up for some Visvims, and it never happened. But I mean, you still rock the Fear of Gods, like the Nike Fear of Gods. You still rock like I said, the Visvims. So yeah, man, I really, really, we like your style.
Thank you.
So why are you why did you make sneakers a focus of your brand, like sneaker, home decor? Why is that? What about sneakers really motivated you to go in that route?
Well, this is probably, I don't even know what number of business this is that I've had, but I've had a number of businesses before, and in each one of them, I've always always try to include sneakers in some way, like whether it's intentionally or unintentionally.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why don't I just like do that from the beginning? Like, what can I do to, what kind of business can I start to, really focus on that part of me, like in a way that's not going to be corny, and it's not going to be, just a t-shirt brand that, has pictures of Jordans and, old Nike silhouettes. And I just thought about where I was in my life. Like, where am I in my life? Like, okay, I'm creative, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and, I value my space and, organization. Like, okay, where would someone like me be like, where? And so I was like, okay, we're older now, and, home decor is an interest of mine too. Like, what falls into that? And I kept seeing these boxes and stuff like all over the internet. And like, I think the first person I saw with them was Mayor. And I was like, damn, where'd you get those boxes? And then I think his were a different brand. I'm not gonna shout them out by name.
We don't do that. It's ByBetterEveryday only.
And we and so I just started researching, and I was like, okay, let me see how I can take the approach like Jason Mark or Nicky Diamond. So I was inspired by Nicky Diamond because he's technically like a skate brand. And Diamond Supply Co. they make nuts and bolts for skateboards. No one knows them of that though. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I always thought Diamond Supply was
I used to
Diamond
skate.
Supply.
I used to skate, and so like that was the thing. But it's like being in like an NBA sponsor with skateboard sponsor. So like if you have a clothing sponsor, a shoe sponsor, you can't like be sponsored by two of those companies.
Right.
But if you're a supply or a hardware company, and you just happen to make shirts, you're like, no, I'm just repping my hardware company. And so I was like, oh, that's such a really cool loophole to get into mainstream sneakers, mainstream skating.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's going to be my loophole? I was like, oh, these boxes, like, I don't want to come out with my own sneaker or, an entire sneaker brand or entire, I would say, clothing line or something like that. I was like, let me just start with these boxes and that be my way in. And then once I'm in, then I can do what I want. Once I've built equity in people's hearts, built a community, but also, build trust. The people know that BetterEveryday has a great product. Then I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, 100%, man. Now, so we've met each other on TikTok, right? And I want to talk about two different things on TikTok that I've seen out of you and your brand. Okay. First one being, you delivered your child, right?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us that story?
Yeah, if you want to hear it.
100%, man.
Absolutely.
Because the video that you did on that, like, it had nothing to do with sneakers. It had nothing to do with the boxes. It was just, yo. I'm like, because I'm sitting here watching the video, and I'm like, yo, this the dude that sent me the boxes, right?
Yeah.
So that video went viral, right?
Yeah, it took off.
Yeah. Do you remember how many views it got?
Like semi-viral, I guess. I don't know what viral is in your book, but like 60,000 views. And a lot of
viral enough for me. Yeah. Tell us that story.
So I always wanted to take the approach of like building community first and being someone who put themselves out there as like the face of the brand, not even a face, just to let people know, like, dude, I'm like a real human.
There's a person,
There's a person behind this. It's like I'm not trying to be super hardcore salesy on all my posts or anything like that. It's really my perspective, my values that are in portions of my life that I choose to give you through TikTok and these short form videos. And so that experience was crazy. So it was unintentional. It was not the plan to deliver baby at home. We had scheduled to go in, once my wife was contracting, we were just like, okay, go along, get everything ready. And so once the contractions like get small, the window between contractions gets smaller and smaller, you're supposed to start making your way to the hospital. For those of you that don't know how it works. And so
I don't have a kid. I'm the only one on this pod who does not have a child. So I'm taking notes.
Yeah, take notes, Morgan. And so we're leaving out the front door, and as soon as I hit the lock to unlock my front door, my wife was like, "My water broke," and I was just like, I was shook. And then I led her to the bedroom, and then in my mind, I was like, "Okay, we have enough time. I think we just have to wait this out." So I asked him, "Hey, do you want to ride this out, or do you want me to call 911?" And she's like, "Call 911." I was like, I asked it like in a rhetorical way. Like it was a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like we're gonna wait this out. But when she said that, I was like, but I couldn't show that because it's just I didn't want her to freak out. And so on the outside I was calm, but on the inside I was like, okay, it's time to like really do this. I'm like praying, like trying to do all this. But mind you, this was a 9-minute labor. And so, which is really quick. Like people have.
Okay. I
was gonna say
people have.
It's like,
people have like 36-hour labors, and so.
Okay. I'm with you.
It's like 21 for me. So yeah.
Dang. And so, someone say 21.
Like when you were born, or when you're baby.
My daughter.
Oh, I thought you knew your own.
Yeah, and so I was not dressed for that either. I had like on a white button up, a white tee, and like infrared 90s. It was just like mesh, suede, nubuck.
Yeah.
Did you take the shoes off?
No, I don't even wear shoes in my house. So I had my shoes on the whole time. And so I'm running around my house, like talking to the operator. I call them, and then first of all, they hung up. I was like, no. And then like you hear a dial tone, and then someone just picks up like, hello. I'm like, yeah, we're about to have a baby. And they're kind of walking me through that process. And they're like, well, the ambulance is on the way, but everything they're telling me to do to encourage my wife, it was not the things that my wife wanted to do or like her body felt like doing. And so, not that it was useless. I mean, like the most useless things were like, oh, go get 3 towels. And so I got like 3 of my nicest towels. And then the baby came out. The baby wasn't breathing. And I was just like, yo, or like wasn't crying. And I was like, the baby's not crying. They're like, oh, take your fingers, swipe in the mouth 3 times to get the fluid out, the amniotic fluid out of his mouth. And on the 3rd time it worked. And so 4 minutes later, 4 or 5 minutes later, I think it's 4, the ambulance came and they just, they did what they needed to do. But yeah, caught the baby myself in a pair of Air Maxes. But my whole thing is
fire. Hey, that's fire. I'm not even gonna lie.
It was like the most intense moment of my life, and I was I couldn't show it. I just
you had time to capture it on video. Not really. Like you ain't capture on video, but like you had the foresight to it. Like
I think it like one of us accidentally hit our phone record.
Yeah,
and so we got a piece of it like while that was happening. But one of the EMTs was like, hey, you want me to record for you? Like after they came, and I was like, yeah, sure. And he took like a 12-minute video of like the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's dope.
That's dope.
Like he knew like the angles to do. I was like, oh, this guy must do this regularly.
That's weird.
Yeah.
He was like, wait a minute.
Hold on. I know what to do.
Like such an intense moment, but I was like, okay, how do I share this story but tie it into sneakers? I was like, oh, what's sneakers? And it was a pair of infrared 90s, which is actually the shoe I was wearing when I met my wife, which is really cool.
Wow, that's right. Yeah. I remember because you tied that in the video. You said those things on the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I seen the first part. It was kind of like a trailer leading up to like. I didn't see the infrared
because like I was taking care of the baby. I was just like trying to make time to do it. Sleepless night. I mean, place
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, how do I shoot a follow up? I did record a follow up video, and TikTok messed up the audio. They made the background music way louder than my voiceover. At the time, I didn't have like a microphone yet, and so I just deleted it. I was like, I can tell it at a different time.
Well, I can tell you, I love seeing the content that you and your wife put out. You guys seem very united in the business venture and supporting each other. So I love that about you guys. And her name comes across on the UPS thing whenever I get the whenever I get the email that I've got a package coming, it's always her name on there. So, you guys, like I said, I always say this, like, I love you and I love your family. Like, you guys take care of us.
I think what I like best about it is not like a lot of people. I think it's hard to like incorporate your family in your content.
Yeah.
So like the way you guys do it, like it's executed perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it's not too much, it's not too little. Like it's just enough. Like I know when I seen your son and you get your daughter involved, like I'm like, yo, that's dope. It's not like, because some people just I feel like they're not doing it for the actual love and fun of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like the children are having fun with it. But I can obviously see that your kids were literally like they're okay, I'm in front of the camera. And my daughter actually likes being in front of the camera, but I'm just not with it.
Yeah, my fiance, man, I put her in one video and there was a mean comment and she was like, I don't want to do this again.
Was it the one about the naming the shoes? Her guessing the name of the shoes?
No, it wasn't that one. That was a funny one.
I never seen that one.
You did it?
That was a good one.
I didn't see that one.
No, it was like I did one video where I was like you gotta guess the shoe or name the shoe or something like that. It might have been that one. I'm not sure. I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, she doesn't want to be in the videos.
The internet
she's cool on that.
The internet is mean people on the internet.
Yeah, is awful people on the internet.
So I try to be mindful of that and like how much I share with the kids and my wife is a different story, but the kids is like another layer to that. And like I've since went back and deleted the videos with my kids that I posted recently. Because we had a video go viral recently, the one that you guys saw, and someone mentioned my kids, and I was just like, all right, let me take that video down. Man. I'm just like, okay, like I just become more reserved and like protective. It's just like me, that's free game, right? Yeah. But like when you bring kids into it, it's like, come on now, like you're growing different behind this phone,
and that's a different. I mean, that's a different type of like weirdness on the internet. Like you said, like you come at me, it's all good. I care very little about other people's opinions of me on the internet. But yeah, going after kids, that's very strange behavior.
Very strange. Yeah. But my wife's, like you said, I mean, she has a bigger following than I do, and she's had it for a while, so she's got tough skin. So it's I want to put her in more of it, but it's just so hard to get on the same schedule to like shoot stuff. Like it's hard for me to just shoot by myself. Like when I miss a day, I'm like, damn. But when to get two people to shoot and to explore a different side of the brand for us that like caters to women as well. Yeah. It's an uphill battle for sure. So yeah, we're trying to get her into more content.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, you do a nice job of it, because I can think of some videos that you've done where like, or maybe the wife's done it, but where you put the heels in the box, right? Like that right there just says like, this is for women too, like not that has to be said, but I think you do a good job of communicating all the different uses of the product. Now, the other part that we saw on TikTok was you've got a big fan. You've got a pretty big fan outside of Mia Flex, and Keith Lee. Keith Lee reached out to you, right? Tell us about that interaction.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, God is amazing. Shout out to Keith Lee. Man, all right, so I mean, you watch Keith Lee videos, right? You're just like, dang, like that restaurant just like blew up and took off.
Yeah.
What are the chances of like that happening to, I mean, I thought like, I wish something like that happened to me. And then I would say this, it would have never happened if we weren't like intentional about building community first.
Yeah.
Because he posted a video talking about, this is gonna be my sneaker room. I'm gonna get some of those clear boxes that I see to put all my shoes. when he just first started talking about sneakers. And King LA, shout out to King LA. He texted me, he's like, yo, you need to send Keith like 60 boxes. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he sent me the link. And I was like, oh shoot. So I commented on it, and then he commented on it and tagged me. And then I think a couple other people jumped in the comments that like within our community on TikTok. And then I stitched the video, and then I asked everyone to tag them, and then a couple people tagged them. I mean, everyone who commented tagged them. Yeah. And then he commented himself and was just like, yo, when you said send me some boxes, how many are we talking about? And I was just like, oh, I was like, okay. I was like, but I'm new to it, so I was just like, damn, how do I follow up with this? And so post that same video on Instagram, and then he reached out to me via DM Instagram, and he didn't like want any discounts or anything. He was just like, yo, this is how many boxes I need. I don't want them for free. I don't want a discount or anything. I want to pay for them in full. And I was like, dang, that's dope. This is crazy. And so I don't think I've ever put a package together that fast. Like, you know, I sent them to the boys. I packed it. I did overnight. I like asked my sister, one of my sisters, because she had like a FedEx like discount or whatever, or like one of those. Like, can I use your discount? Like, I need to like make sure they get to where they need to go as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he was on he just started his food store, so it didn't even matter. To him quickly, but I just wanted him to see just like, yo, I have a sense of urgency with this. And but yeah, it would have never happened if like we didn't build that community first, and we had so many people, you know, showing the social proof and showing that like, yo, this is a dope product. This is, you know, we back this brand. And I didn't even like, we didn't speak about him posting or shouting us out or anything. Like, I'm not a restaurant. Like, we don't serve food or anything, and like that's what the content is built on. So I didn't, you know, for like, it was like 2 months until he posted us, from him getting the boxes to him actually posting about us. I was just like, yo, if he shouts us out or if we see our boxes in this video, that'd be dope. And you know, he, you know, posted us, and it was crazy. And it wasn't like the effect that you see, because, you know, usually you see those accounts, they just take off and they get like thousands of followers. And it was, I would say we got some followers, but more importantly, like, we sold out. And like, I'm glad it went that way, because like I would hate to have a million followers and then we didn't sell a single thing. And that's hustling backwards. And so I was just like, I'm glad people were just like, yo, I want to test that box out too. Let me see. And so the numbers ran up, we sold out. And then he mentioned us the second time, we sold out again. And, you know, and you guys have been real supportive of that too. Like, I know like a couple of you guys, like Morgan specifically, Flex too, like, man, you're like, I'm so glad this happened to, like, it could have happened to a better brand. But yeah, I appreciate that. But like, part of me was just like, how does this work? You know, like, I'm not a restaurant. What is going to be the end result of it? Because like, we know what the Keith Lee effect has on a restaurant, right? Right. We've never seen it in a sneaker, like a physical product. And I'm forever grateful to Keith Lee and his family. And just like, I've only spoke to him in DMs, but even on then, he's just like the nicest dude, like very kind, super humble, like wasn't like intimidated. Like, he just seems like someone that we communicate with in the sneaker community already.
I think that's who he is. You know, I think he is that person. Like, he wants to. He's got a serving heart, right? He's somebody who's. I mean, we're also trying to get him on the podcast, but he is for sure. So yeah, like, I mean, it couldn't have happened to a better brand, right? Like, I see a lot of parallels between him and his family and you and yours, and what your beliefs are and your values. And so I think that you guys were made for each other. So I'm extremely happy for you. And again, like, I mean, I was going to bring up, like, you sold out, like, you sold out twice, right? Like, that's huge. Like, that is what I think is more important than the followers.
Absolutely.
100%. I think so too. And I feel like that was him mentioning it. I use the analogy to music a lot, because I'm a big music guy. It was like us having like our first like mixtape take off, like Section B for Kendrick, or like the warm up or Friday Night Lights for J. Cole.
Yeah,
So Far Gone for Drake. For any of you guys that are tapped into the beef going on, I had to make sure I covered all three. So
yeah,
I don't know who's siding with who, but yeah, I feel like it gave us the momentum we needed to grow, to put our branding on the packaging and to put it on the boxes. Like, these are little things that take a lot of effort and a lot of growth, and Keith mentioning us is a big part of that. And so forever grateful to Keith, and just for you guys as well, the community. I can't say that enough. I mean, like I said, this is just the beginning, and a lot more in store. And you guys mentioned, like, I take care of you guys. I try to, like, I'm not oblivious to the fact that, like, man, you guys are some of the best content creators out there. You make amazing content, and your following is growing. And so it's just like, I'm grateful for you guys to, like, still be rocking with us, for you guys to be some of our first collaborations. And just so you know, like, we don't, I'm very selective with, like, who I want to work with and, like, have represent me. Like, I try to choose people that, like, I feel like I just hang out with these people anyway.
You're right.
Yeah. But also people who have their own opinion, and, like, they're not gonna back down to, like, bullies in the comments. Like, and just like, oh, I'm not an Asus guy anymore. You guys keep making fun of my shoes. People who, like, like, even with, like, Flex, people are just like, Jordan 7s are trash, and then, like, I've seen a lot of people fold, because of in the comment where they only post certain things so they can run the numbers up. So I like to, like I said, partner with people who have their own opinion, who are individuals themselves, but also who I think that, like, if I met them in person, I could probably have, like, a drink with them or a meal with them, and we'd probably be all right. Be more than okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think what's so unique about your product and your brand is, as common as it is now, a couple of years ago, we really didn't see the whole displaying your shoe in a clear box. And then we have 2020 hit, and, like, you turn you look here, you look there, there's a new display box. So once you came into it, I know you was trying to figure out, how can I separate myself from every other box that's trying to display a shoe, and for you to be able to do that, because everybody had a box, and now you have your own box, you have your own identity. I know that was a difficult task to do. So for you, congratulations to you to being able to do that, to separate yourself away from a cluttered space and put me into the display, because I really wasn't into my shoe. So, like, I was like, bro, I gotta keep my box. I gotta keep my box. So, but once we start working, I was like, these are actually pretty cool, and I'm actually in the process of changing my whole setup. So you're definitely gonna see your boxes in my backdrop.
There's more on the way. I got some stuff for you guys. Like, I asked for you guys in city sizes, like, finally getting into, like, merch, and, like, I geek out on merch. Like, I'm excited. I'm a big fan. Like, I used to, like, here in LA, we're so spoiled with all the streetwear brands. We have, like, Fairfax, Melrose, and, like, so many different places. And so I'm a product of that environment as well. And so, like, I'm always inspired by that and always wanted to do that. So to be able to step into merch is very exciting for me. So I'm trying to finalize the packaging, because with the merch, everything's going to come in a two-door drop front box. Like, because that's our, people know us for that. And so,
like, you're going to pack it in there.
Yeah. So when we drop these hoodies, it's going to come in, every hoodie's going to come in a box. Every t-shirt's going to come with a box. And it's just a way to, like, if you don't have our box, to introduce you to our boxes. And if you do have our boxes, oh, here's another one, put on top, stack it, or give it to a friend, whatever you want to do. But, like, I'm a big packaging guy. Like, and I know you guys are too. Packaging is like,
I'm just saying,
which is why we went for the bigger box. I was like, there's got to be a way to, like, save the boxes too, because some of these boxes are too good. And so I was like, oh, I want our packaging to be, like, A1. I was like, damn, what's a good packaging? Like, shoot, nothing's better. These boxes
these boxes are good packaging.
So, like, we're gonna run with that. And so, man, to hear that, I was able to successfully win you guys over into getting out of OG boxes. I think stepping into the display cases is dope because I feel like at the core of it, it allows you to do something that like we all come into the sneaker space for. It's like the shoe looks dope.
Right.
Like, and it allows you to see that. But just so like the masses know, like I'm not against original boxes. Like I love original boxes. I think people just assume I hate original boxes.
No, I mean it like I've said, like it has expanded my buying experience, right? Because now I don't have to have an original box. I wouldn't have either one of these sneakers behind me, which are both sneakers that I have. I would not have had these sneakers behind me if it wasn't for your boxes. And these are sneakers that I've looked for years. And now I have them. The Raekwon Packer Diodora. I wouldn't have those. Not the purple tapes, but the only built for Cuban links.
Yeah, you showed those 2 episodes ago, right?
Oh yeah, I did.
What's that?
He's good. Right, AC's good, man. AC is good.
Shout out to Seth.
Ketchup and mustard ones, right?
The ketchup and mustard ones, exactly. But those, I wouldn't have those if I only bought sneakers. Like if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have those. A bunch of the foam posits I got over the summer, I wouldn't have those. So even if people are out there thinking like, nah, I want to keep all my original boxes, like that's fine. You're gonna buy new sneakers, stack these boxes up and just fill them. Like I still got boxes that are empty. I mean, those will be filled in no time. So
I like it.
And then your merch, it's got an embroidered B on it, right? You wearing it right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
This is I think the ones coming out there, it's like a vintage, like a washed charcoal color.
Yeah.
And then like a khaki, like a sand color. Like kind of like the color of Flex's hat. So those are coming out.
I saw you wearing one. It might have been a sample in one of your videos. Because I can put 2 and 2 together, right? You ask us what our hoodie size is, and then I see you wearing a BetterEveryday hoodie. I'm not, and I was like, yo, he just put the embroidered B on the middle. Like, that's dope. Like,
I'm glad you like it because you have a lot of good pieces. I don't think you talk about that enough in your content, Morgan. Like that, the Kith, the ALD, and just you have a lot of Grail pieces like that aren't easy to come by. Like they'll sell out just like sneakers sell out, and so
I do.
Like,
are we watching the same videos?
So Flex doesn't understand. Flex doesn't know. I'm gonna put y'all on. Flex wears TikTok shop merch. No, I'm gonna tell y'all what Flex does since you want to play. So Flex he'll request Flex will request.
Look, so
hold on. I'm about to tell him. Let me tell him.
Wait.
Flex will request a sample.
And then so we got to take out like 10 minutes of laughing. So I'm over here trying to put my man on.
Flex.
Oh, hey man, go ahead and request some samples and make some money off of it. Because you just throw it in your video, you get paid off of it.
Flex requests the sample of the TikTok shop t-shirts,
bro,
and
bro,
that's his whole wardrobe.
No, I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy. So I requested a sample, got the shirt, they approved it, did my video for it. It starts to blow up, and then they take it down for copyright. I'm like, bro, I didn't make the shirt. They made the shirt. Y'all approved them to sell it on your site, and then approved for me to get it. And then I'm like,
what kind of shirt was it?
It was one of the little wrestling merch tees.
I want one of the wrestling ones. I want an old Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I think I got Eddie Guerrero and Stone Cold, and then I had like a
Chris Benoit.
It's all good. I got a hoodie coming your way, Flex. You straight. Hopefully,
I like it.
Hopefully, more teas and everything too. I know it's getting hot.
I like it.
I mean, there's a Kith. No, I was going to say there's a Kith in North Carolina, but there's not.
There's not.
There's not one in Indiana either.
No, we got 2.
But it's still dripped out. I know.
And they're great. Have you been inside a Kith?
I've never been inside of a Kith before.
It's one of the best retail experiences I've had. Like spare no expense. I'm like, the build out is crazy, and I'm not even just talking about like the shoes hanging from the wall. I'm like, there's like marble and stuff like that. The one in Beverly Hills is crazy. Like, I don't think I've had a better retail experience than that. I mean, even like Bodega's dope too, but like
that's the one I really want to see because like I mean, it's not a secret anymore. Like how to get into a bodega. Do you know about that, Flex?
I know it's like that's the one set up like a shop, but it's actually like a store in the back. Right?
Yeah. Type of set.
You know how to get in there?
No, I thought they just let you in there.
Yeah, we gonna gatekeep that information.
When you come to LA, where we're gonna go?
No, it's a soda machine or something like that.
So I'm confused. So like, does it not have bodega on the front of the store?
I've only seen like pictures and stuff, but what I imagine.
So AC, can you inform us because obviously Morgan doesn't know.
I'm sick.
So it's like
I'm sick.
It's like a hiding in plain sight type of thing, and so it's like a speakeasy. It's like those hidden bars.
He doesn't know what that is.
The speakeasy is a hidden bar that they used. It was created during the Prohibition era in the 1920s, I believe. And,
yeah, I didn't know.
Okay, we're not going to get into the historical facts, but Jay Will and Dwayne Kicks Music Art, they came out for SneakerCon last summer, and like fresh off the plane, they went to Bodega, and then like the most LA thing ever, they run into Michael B. Jordan.
Oh no way!
Like fresh off the plane. First, I don't know if it's the first time in LA. I was just like, damn, that's wild. And I was supposed to meet. They're like, yo, meet us at Bodega. And I was just like, I can't, but I'm gonna catch up with you guys at SneakerCon. And then they hit Bodega, and Michael B's there. Like, what are the chances?
So my question is, so if you don't get past the soda machine, you just don't get to buy nothing. Like I'm confused. Like, is they not losing sales because of that? Like, I'm lost.
I mean, it's so. I mean, for the most part, I think people know how to get in. I don't.
I mean, maybe I don't.
2011.
It's not like a bounce. I mean, if situation where it's like, yo, chill.
No, but I'm saying like if I went and like there was nobody there, I'd probably just walk away.
I mean, I guess so. But like in my mind, like I guess if you're going to Bodega, it's like you're probably doing your research already before.
Yeah, you probably know how to get in there.
Okay, I get saying because I mean I know the concept, so I would know.
No, you just gotta call me, man. Man, I'm at Bodega right now. I can't figure it out.
What's the code, man? What's the code?
No, get me in.
So hey, is the Los Angeles one the same as the Boston one? Like
no,
I can't.
I believe they're all different. Just like the gift stores, like each location has like a different element, something that makes it special. I know the base like that too, where each location has its own character.
Yeah, man. See, we got to go to Bodega.
Yeah. I'm trying to have this tennis match first. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep on calling it the wrong thing. Wherever when you swing at the ball, swing at the ball. I just started playing.
What do you think?
I love pickleball. I started like a year in. It's a great medium, like compromise.
You can play it with anybody, man. You can play it with anybody.
The older people are the people who are like really nice at it
because they've got time. That's what I'm saying. They've got time. all you need to be good at pickleball is time and a little bit of athleticism
and a good pair of shoes.
That's it. And a good pair of shoes. What are you playing? What do you play pickleball in?
Huh? I've been like experimenting with different shoes. So I tried playing in like True Blue 3s, Playoff 13s. I tried playing.
So you play in the retros?
I tried to play in like Air Max 97s, but I was like, nah, these aren't it. Like my feet hurt.
That's not it. No.
I was like, oh, maybe I should just get Air Trainers or like a good pair of running shoes, something like that, Romero.
No, so don't do running shoes. Because running shoes are designed to just go forward, right? Mm-hmm. What you need is a pair of performance basketball shoes. So
AE1 would be good.
AE1 would be great for pickleball, like tennis shoes or like performance basketball shoes. Like I would play in like the new Kyrie's, like the Kyrie Antas. I think that would be a cool pair because Extra Butter sent me those. Shout out Extra Butter. And
Extra Butter.
And yeah, that's what I would play in.
Yeah, I might be picking up.
Flex, what would you play in?
I mean, I'm playing some like Air Jordan 2s or something. Low, I'm gonna bust them up. That's Hey, I'm telling you, that's when we have our first pickleball match at Jordan 2s.
You know I'm gonna play you and then I'm gonna charge you, right? I'm gonna charge you for a lesson. 'Cause that's how much you about to learn. I'll learn not to play with me.
Look, it's not gonna go how you think it is. I promise.
Hey,
I
just
promise
check the email for the invoice.
All right, bet. Bet.
I might have to do that too.
Oh
I
yeah,
might need to get a fourth.
It's gonna be on the live.
Say it again.
I need to get a fourth and play Paris. Hit up Seth.
Yeah, we can do that.
Seth.
That's too easy.
Hit up Seth.
We could get Seth. We can get whoever, and you can pick your partner, Flex. You can pick your partner. Pick my partner.
All I need is me. There's no big three, just me.
One man.
Oh my gosh. Hey, look. If you lose, you got to shave that hair underneath your lower lip.
If you couldn't tell, I'm over here struggling with trying to grow this beard.
I can tell, man. That thing is not connecting.
You and me both. I can't get my cheek to connect. So,
damn, I hate that for you guys.
Bro, it's just like I hate like this, like these little dots that you get right here in the center of your cheek. I'm like, bro, go down there, get over here. Why you?
So I'm gonna tell y'all the secret, man. I'm gonna tell y'all the secret. It's
my grandpa used to tell me the secret too. Is it same?
No.
Oh
no. You gotta go to sleep with mayonnaise on your face.
All right, buddy.
Just kidding. Don't do that.
All right, buddy.
Don't do that.
Actually, I have a question. So now that you're getting in the full swing of things, and your boxes are doing well, your branding, you're getting yourself out there. Is there any ideas that you have of like getting any other type of like home decor or like sneaker accessories? I know we're seeing the protectors, the sole protectors are doing pretty well in the sneaker community now. Like, is there anything that you're thinking about,
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that. Because we did test out sole protectors, and for me, I didn't like it because I didn't like that the adhesive sticks to the sole after you take it off, and like it's really hard to get off. And I was like, well, it goes from protecting your sneakers to kind of not destroying them, but like you have to wear them a little bit before like it's not sticky anymore. Yeah. And so we did test that. It wasn't for me. I mean, I'd use them on certain pairs of shoes where I know like I'm definitely keeping these. Like I'm not gonna give them to like my little nephew or something like that. So, I really rock with you guys, and I really appreciate like being in community with you guys, and that like you guys support us. Like it means a lot. Like whether it's you guys, whether it's Kicks Music Art, Seattle Sneaker Guy, Valley Boy, Leroy, or this Keith Lee. I really rock with you guys. I mean, even Seth. Like Seth took like a shot. I reached out to Seth, and he was just like, yeah, for sure. Like I don't have a problem. Like reviewing one of your boxes, and he's someone who I consider to be like he's getting flown out.
He's up there,
out to games and stuff, and so to take the time of day.
Bro's up there.
Man, Seth is the people who I feel drawn to are the people like you said. I feel like I would rock with in real life, right? Mm-hmm. And Seth is the only person I've met in real life. I haven't met Flex in real life, but like that's a dude who is like he is incredible. And I feel like I'm gonna meet you guys at some point. Flex probably coming to the wedding.
I'm giving you your first L.
Yeah, says send the wedding invite. I'll pull up.
Yeah, hey, look, bring the sneaker boxes, man. Watch, you gonna have
you keep the wedding shoes in there.
Yeah, put the wedding shoes in there.
Cake topper.
Yeah.
I feel you though. But yeah, like even like Squin, someone who like I recently started connecting with, like dope dude, super humble. Man, and like I was like I said, like I like partnering, collaborating with people who like have their own opinion and who and he's someone who definitely has his own opinion to a point where like I was a little bit intimidated by approaching him because like I wouldn't say we didn't see eye to eye on some things, but like I've posted some videos where he's like, nah, these shoes are trash, or like what'd he say? He's like, these are rubbish.
I know, but he says the same thing to me though, man. Like me and him, like we have a lot of similar tastes, but then he comes out with the sock darts, and it's like, I mean, I could throw hands with him over sock darts. Like, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
And so when I reached out to him, he was just like, "Bro, I've been waiting for you to reach out," and because I've been wanting to reach out, but I didn't want to seem thirsty. I was like,
I love that. I love that.
All this time in between that, it was like we could have like already been friends, but like it was just two people who we had these, assumptions about each other and how it would play out. But fortunately, like I can say that we're cool and like we have the starting of a relationship. I'm sure you guys have seen, and so I'm looking forward to get to know him more as well as like all you guys. But like I really rock with you guys. That's why I was like, let me like draw up these characters and see what I would like and what they would like about it.
I like him, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I know. I'm excited. So do we want to go ahead and get into the showcase? All right. So since Flex is somehow cheating the program, I'm a guy. So here, I want to go on a tangent. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm a man who likes the system. Okay. I like things to go the way that they're supposed to go. And
I'm going to interrupt you and go on another tangent. This man loves the system, but cannot reply to a text.
I have a system. It's the reason. Because I have a system. It's called Ohio. Okay, listen. Only handle it once. Okay, if I'm not ready to respond to a text message, I don't read the text message. Then it gets lost. But I only handle it once. So I like a system. So Flex not having a shoe on foot today is really messing with my brain. So that's all I wanted to say.
I think it really bothers me that you don't respond to text. This is like the third episode he mentioned that.
Bro, you do not know. You not know it's like pulling teeth. Oh my god. I'll be sitting there and he'll reply and I'll be so like I'll be in my busy moment and I'm like, yo, I didn't text back. Shoot, like I'm like, I'm not gonna hear from another 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, yo,
I will be better. I will be better, Flex.
Bro, I sent him like 5 messages in a row. I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I'll go send something else. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I'm just gonna wait. I'll just forget it or it'll come up in the podcast. And I'm like, oh yeah, so this happened, but no.
Sorry.
He responds when it's like important stuff though.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
Knows, like if it's like it's a big deal, he'll be like, okay, yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah, I responded today. You said we got you said we got AC at we got AC at 10. I was like, got it.
Got you. And that was it. And I sent a text message right after it. It was like, yep, not gonna read that, buddy. Thought you had me, but you don't.
Ohio. Only handle it once.
Nah, you're right though. I mean, I like a system and I love a routine. Today was just an off day for Flex, man. Today was just an off day, man.
No kidding.
I was just off.
We got a blooper reel. We gotta have a blooper reel.
Yeah. Not if I'm editing it. So let's get into the showcase shoe. Of course, it is a retro, an Air Jordan retro. That is, but I feel like this one
looks like a special box.
It is. It came with a little transparent little film over it. But this is the East Side Golf and Air Jordan Retro 12.
Oh, because the Masters just finished, right?
Last week.
See, bro, Flex has no idea what's going on.
I don't. Yeah, it's not. I'm not interested in it. I'm not gonna pretend that I am.
Thing, right? He doesn't like. He's hiding in front of the
He doesn't watch sports.
But no. I actually been watching sports. I actually been on sports heavy. That's how I know about the whole Indiana Fever. Y'all just got that little
Clark.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
Got that. But y'all finna get smashed by the Bucks. The Pacers.
The Fever? Oh, I'm about to say.
Calm down, buddy.
Stop.
Calm
Giannis
down. Like I said. Like I said, they don't need him not to beat the Pacers.
See, bro.
But anyway, back to my. So these are the red clay. If y'all guys didn't know, I laminate everything that goes in my boxes, including a receipt. I got a receipt. It's got my address on it. I'm not gonna show it. But just to get a look at the box, because I love the box. We're not gonna show the shoes yet.
We don't.
This is why it's my showcase shoe too, because I actually wore these things. But as you can see, we got the golf course. There's a turf and everything, and the inside.
It's outside, man. It's grass.
Some of it, sometimes turf. But then you got the little East Side Golf, man.
Their logo is dope. I love it.
It is. And I felt like the red clays were gonna go because before this previous, like the actual golf shoes were like selling for insane prices. Maybe they were limited. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't go for them because I don't play golf. But I was like a Retro 12, and there's another reason why I grabbed these. But the Retro 12, it's got the logo right here on the tongue. Again, we got that turf, the golf course, grass. What's it called? The green.
Yeah, that's where they do the putting.
Yeah, the green. But yeah, I just love the color blocking here, and then the red clay effect right here. So where I'm from, if you guys didn't know, from North Carolina, there's actually, if you go down a little further to South Carolina, red clay is like a thing down there. And I have family members in my family that used to tell me that they used to eat red clay. There's a certain way that you can actually cook it and eat it. So
it's the most country thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I can't. Hey, I am what I am, you know, and I love it. I love it, absolutely love it. But and I love when a shoe ties into me personally. And when I seen the red clay, I was like, yeah, oh yeah. Because when I had family members tell me that, I was just like, bro, y'all eating clay, and I'm like, where y'all getting it from? And it's like the side of the road. I'm like, the side of the road, bro, that's crazy. But I've never done it personally, but I definitely have some family members tell me that they ate red clay, cooked it, and sanitized it. I guess I'm like, all right, buddy.
I think it's red because it's high in iron. That's just. I'll Google that afterwards just to make sure.
I'm not eating anything.
It's a great storytelling shoe. I know the owner of Elijah one. I think he used to have to walk home, and like his shoes were like covered in red clay. I think it was like to pay homage to that. But yeah, Eastside Golf is dope. Definitely inspired by them, what they're doing for diversity and inclusion in the sport of golf. Like I didn't see myself playing golf until I seen what they're doing. Like even with someone like Tiger being considered in a lot of people's eyes the GOAT. But yeah, once I started golfing, like they were the first brand like I started looking into, and like for them to have like their own like Hulu series. And for Jordan Brand to like co-sign them, crazy.
I know, and with being a tennis coach, like I am definitely, I love the inclusion, like what you said, in these country club sports. My mom got my dad an Eastside Golf polo for Christmas, and I had to explain to him. I was even hyped for it. I was like, "Yo, they just did a collab with Jordan!" Like, so yeah, I do like what they're doing. I'm still not golfing. I don't golf. I don't think I have the patience for it. It takes a lot in me not to throw my tennis racket. So I think golf clubs are a lot more expensive, and there's a lot more,
Play tennis, you're good.
Look, I'm telling you, man. I've wanted to throw my racket several times, and just break it in half. Sometimes you just need that. So I'll show my shoe. So I've got a Diodora pair.
All right.
And this was a pair that I wanted when they first came out. These are the 24 Pilates and Mr. Sabotage N9000 in Vino Veritas.
That looks like silk on the toolbox.
Yeah, it's velvet. Velvet. It's got the embroidery. There's embroidery on the toe box. It's got the Mr. Sabotage and 24 Pilates Dupre on the laces. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful, well-crafted shoe. So, yeah, this was my showcase shoe. I'm still waiting on Unboxed app to add this to the database so that I can put it in there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You got shoes that don't got in the database. That's crazy, bro.
To be fair, I do I think, as a matter of fact, you hooked me up with them, right?
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, it's worked out great, man. It's worked out really, really great. But when I text Mo and I'm like, hey, I need these shoes put in the database, he makes sure it happens. So it's not in there because of me. But yeah, this is a phenomenal shoe. Velvet all around, embroidery on the toe box and the side panels, nice pebbled leather on the tongue, and the Diodora sign. Something that Flex has never seen before. Flex, you ever seen these?
Those right there?
Yeah.
No, this is my first time seeing them, and I'm not impressed. But what I am impressed about, the fact that you have a shoe that's not in the database, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
They have a very extensive database.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect for them to, what they're promoting, how they're doing their thing.
It's the box. It's a little special box. All right, go ahead.
Your turn, AC.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna keep gassing up By Better or Unboxed.
I was more gassing you up, and I was like, it don't feel right. It don't feel authentic, so I'll just stop.
Talk about Unboxed a little bit.
All right, AC, go ahead.
But my pair, I got it in the box.
Come on, show us some Visvims.
Nah, this is.
Oh yeah,
I got the box in there too. Classic green Jordan 4s from 2004. This is mine. They're crumbling. Obviously, I mean, this probably in the box to me. I mean, it's not the fanciest, but this thing seemed better days. You didn't wrote my name on the bottom. I got the OG box. I
like it.
Yeah, so
the face box.
So these mean a lot to me. I mean, this is kind of like ties into Better Every Day a little bit. So, my family, like we didn't have a lot of money growing up, but like a lot of my Jordans and stuff came from my siblings who were like much older than me. They had jobs in their 20s, and they always looked out my older sisters and stuff. And so these came out around back to school time, and my parents only had enough to give me clothes, so I didn't have a pair of shoes. But like I was on sites like 2-3s back in Nike Talk, so I knew what was coming out, and I knew I didn't have a pair of shoes. And so when these came out, we were living on the east side of Long Beach, and one of my older brothers and one of my younger brothers, we're just kicking it, and I was like, oh, you guys want to go to the store? Like, this is when you can still walk into a store on release day, and like the shoe would be there. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to go check out the Jordan 4th they just dropped. Do you want to go with me? My older brother said no. My younger brother came with me. And so we walked to the store in like a baggy white t-shirt and some basketball shorts. And
what a time. What a time.
Pro Club t-shirt. It was crazy. And so we walk in, sure enough, shoes are sitting right there. Like, what a time, right? I still miss like that feeling of walking in the store and seeing the shoe you want. And so I'm looking at the shoe and I'm just like, damn, like, yo, these shoes are so ill. Like, we got to come here every day just to look at them. And some random lady down the way in the same aisle, it was a white lady too, which is like really uncommon for the area we're in. And she was like, she heard us talking about it. We're just like basically drooling over the shoe and just really infatuated. And she was like, tell you what, both of you guys pick out a pair, pick out your size, and bring it to the front, and I'll pay for them. And we were like, what? I was like, that's crazy. And I almost didn't get this pair because Nelly had just dropped a video from my place with Jaheim, and he was wearing a pair of Air Force One mids. And it was like blue and white, and then it had like a green outline on the swoosh. I was like, I want those. They're hard. And then at the last minute, I was like, dang, should I get those? I was like, yeah. I was like, and then she's like, oh, you just get the same pair as your brother. So me and my little brother both got a pair of these. And I think like she was, into philanthropy or something, because when we got to the checkout counter, she had a stack of boxes already of other shoes. I don't know if it was for her or what. And we just kept telling her, thank you, thank you, thank you. And, when we got out to the front of the shop, she was just like, no problem at all. Just return the good deed. And that's the last thing she said to us. And I was just so excited. I didn't even like ask her name or anything.
We're going to figure out who this person was.
We got to figure it out.
The power of TikTok. And, the power of TikTok, and we're going to figure out who this is. So I posted this, like, I've told this story, like, an abbreviated version of it, like, during October. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, maybe I should post it again, like, in an extended version, kind of like now. Like, so the last thing she said was return the good deed. And then
me and my brother, like, we ran home with our shoes. Like, you know, we didn't want to get jumped or like get them stolen. So we run home with our shoes. Just like, I was not about to have like a pair of shoes for back to school. And like, now I have like the latest Jordan drop that I'm looking out on the internet. And I'm just like ecstatic, like beyond words. And so, we get back home, and remember I told you it was like I was with two of my brothers, but one decided to stay home. And when I tell you he was salty that he didn't come to the store with us, I bet he was. To this day, every time he sees this shoe, he's like, "Yo, like I'm still mad I didn't get those shoes. I remember you guys coming home, walking into the apartment with those, and man, like I wore these so much, and like they're kind of like, you know, obviously the netting yellow, so I try to like customize it back then and like make it green. Then I was like, nah, I want it white again. But I'm never gonna get rid of the shoe. It's a decorative piece now.
You shouldn't.
And, I was gonna buy them again, but the resale on these is crazy. It's like,
yeah, they were limited. They had I think like each color was like a different region.
And then they retroed it, but like behind it when they retroed it, like the tone was green. I was like, oh, I don't want that. And and so that's on my hit list. I don't know if you guys keep like a physical list of shoes you want to get, but like
I do.
And
that's like a whole 200, 300 pairs that I need to get.
These are on it, and I was like, oh, should I bring some heat or something like that? I was like, nah, this is the one. And so
that's the way.
I say it ties into Better Every Day because Better Every Day was supposed to start off as a philanthropy, you know, as a nonprofit. And the whole purpose behind it was like, oh, and we're gonna give kids in impoverished neighborhoods and, you know, pretty much black and brown kids sneakers for school. And
I like it.
We had did like 2 or 3 runs where we got kids bands. Like we had to start small.
Yeah.
And I just like after like 2 or 3 runs, I just figured, I'm like, man, it's so hard to start a nonprofit. And so I was like, what's a way that I can like, there has to be a change. Like, I don't want to keep asking people for money. And I was like, well, my professional background is like marketing and branding, you know, the focus of social media. And so I was like, well, let me start a business. And then, so I don't put this out there like all the time, but like every December, like we do some type of like philanthropic, like it gives back in some type of way. You know, I kind of post about it, and I just don't want those comments to like, well, why don't you, you know, post like, I'm just like, okay, so like we do it, you know, we do it discreetly when people ask, but like this is, I know I'm not going to get that from you guys, so this is something I wanted to share. The origin about it. I hope to get to a place where we are buying new kids Jordans. You know, every school year we get to give them not only the Jordans, but we get to give them some boxes so they can preserve the shoe a little longer too, and you know, give it to the kids that like who are without, who were like me on that day, was like so close to not having a pair of shoes.
I like that.
So, AC, can you give us the date to the best of your ability and like the place? I want to find this lady. I want to figure out who this lady is. So what, like, do you remember the date, the place?
2004, east side of Long Beach on Long Beach Boulevard. It was a warehouse shoe sale. It had to be late August, early September because it was back to school. It was before I went to school, before like we were even in like the first day of school. So I would say probably late August. I mean, we can look back on the release date and see. It was that day.
Morgan, you gotta make a crazy clip for this one.
I got you. I'm gonna make a clip for this one. We're gonna find who this lady is. 20 years ago.
She was literally 20 years ago. Yeah, so she's an angel. I mean, if you're a woman out there just blessing kids in the hood with Jordans, and you remember this moment from 20 years ago, please tap in, because I would love.
Please tap in. I would love
to tell you what we've been up to, and I want to buy you a pair of shoes.
20 years later, 20 years later, wouldn't that be dope? 20 years later, you're still telling that story, man. And I didn't think it was possible to like you more than I already do.
Come on,
but I'm pretty sure Morgan knows this. But this is something I really don't tell a lot, but like I tell it every now and then. So my main goal was when I got my platform where I could like really reach a lot of people was to start a nonprofit for teens. I know I joke a lot about the whole D-Boy flex and stuff like that. But there is a lot of things that I went through during that period that still affect me to this day. And I want to make something like, not for just troubled teens, just teens in general, just about, financial, learning, stuff like that. You really don't really get in your 13 years of school, like your credit score, you're closing on a house and all that stuff, just managing money, setting yourself up for success in your family, just being able to be a provider or be an assist to a provider, however you want to, do it. That's what my goal is, So once I, get up there and I get those connections and stuff, so I just really been building those connections and really working on a plan. And when I get me a solid plan, I'm gonna drop it because I've learned over the years, success only starts with a plan. You gotta have that plan.
100%.
But yeah,
I can tell you, Flex is gonna make that happen too, man. Like, if there's anybody who's gonna make it happen, that's Flex.
See,
Flex.
I like that.
Flex is driven, man. That. Flex. I mean, you two are some of the most driven people I've been around, man, and I like it. It inspires me, and with me, my job is in tennis, and I am always extremely motivated to create better tennis players, and just being around people who are also motivated. That's why I think everything that we're doing, I think that's why we connect so well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we all have a heart for, to give back, and it seems to be like, we have a heart for kids and just to like help them out in the best way possible. Man, I'm a big fan of you guys, so let me know how I'm gonna support you guys in that podcast.
Man, I appreciate it.
With whatever. Like I literally waiting for a New Balance, ASIC, or Saucony Morgan collab. Like, I feel no one's been putting on for them more than you have.
Bro, I know, bro.
I appreciate it.
Look, man, and when he does get that collab, I'm gonna be right there, man. I'm gonna be like the biggest hype man ever.
I appreciate it. Look,
I'm not even gonna front.
Look,
I've told him many times, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody says. He came through and he put everybody on the whole, like A6, New Balance, Saucony, Diodora, all those, shoes that we went checking for. He definitely got a lot of people, and then he got us talking about it, and then we got other people talking about it, and then of course they were already on the rise. They were already big brand. But again,
I just think it was good timing, man. I think it was good timing for me to be talking about it for a while, and then they're back on the rise. I appreciate it. I think it was good timing. I mean, we know who's doing the collabs with, who's running the collabs for Saucony. So,
Saucony. Saucony tapped in. I was on, like I said, was on. That's why I was on Bim's webinar last night with Claima. I was just like, he was teaching people how to approach brands, about getting a collaboration, the nuances, the pros and cons, and all that. And I wanted to learn. I was like, that's a goal of mine. Like, I want to have a collaboration with a brand where like the box is included, and then where I can get my own colorway or a box or something like that. But I really feel like Morgan needs his, like,
look, Morgan, this is getting clipped as well. Don't worry, this will be clipped as well, and I'm gonna send it to Jason.
I like it. If you do get your shoe, I don't care to be a part of it. That's your moment. But we are looking for a brand to get the Twerk Horse hoodies up and running.
That's not a bad idea.
We got to get the Twerk Horse, and then like the adjective, blah blah blah. This is the color, blah blah blah. This is what it's twerk.
Yeah, let's work on that. Let's find some turquoise hoodies.
We got to do it, man.
The turquoise.
I like it.
The turquoise thing is taking on a life of its own on this podcast.
I know, bro. It's so, bro. I love that video, bro. I've showed so many people that video. I showed my family that video, and everybody's just like dying laughing. Especially when when he gets to the man. I thought you had some Megan Thee Stallion dunks, and you see the horse and turn around, bro. Everybody loves that part, man. That is yeah, we definitely gotta get something made, and shout out to Jason over at Soccer. We gotta send him something. We gotta send him a care package, man.
Yeah, we gotta
100%. Let me send him a box. I got him. Couple because my thing, like one of my favorite movies is Paid in Full, and then there's a famous quote on there. They go, everybody eats, B. And I was like, I love that. Everybody eats. And so like it's always been like kind of my mantra to like who can we help out? Like who can we be a resource for? Like, you know, like I love hearing what people's goals are. You know, like whether they're, you know, trying to get more brand deals or just get more income through social media or just content in general. Like, okay, who can I help out? Who can I plug? Who needs to use me as a platform or resource? And like I think having those calls is good because like me, Dwayne, Takes Me Cigar, and I like we kind of talk regularly, and like I try to be resources to them as well as like when we met Leroy, bro. Like when I tell you we were like in a huddle, and he was just like giving them the plays like about Leroy. He was just like not gatekeeping it all to them, and you know, and I was just like,
See, it has been another great episode, man. We enjoy talking about your brand, talking about what you do outside of sneakers, man. Like I said, I didn't think it was possible to like you more than I already do. If it's not every single episode, it's got to be at least 10 out of the 18 that we've had that we bring you up or say something or, ByBetterEveryday, we do this, we did it, you know. So
this is actually our first time using your actual name because you've always been ByBetterEveryday.
I know, and I was like, bro, we gotta learn his name because
I knew his name. I knew your name already. I don't know what the A stands for.
You said AC, and I got KC, so I started saying KC, and then when he texted me, and I'm like, yeah, there go Morgan again.
I said AC, and I was gonna say.
Closing remarks, Morgan.
Yeah, another great episode. You're definitely somebody. When we were talking about getting people on here, and thinking about who we could get on here, you made the short list very quickly. We said like, hey, we got to get ByBetterEveryday on here. ByBetterEveryday. He's got to come on because our original plan was we were going to have a guest every 5 episodes, 5 to 10 episodes, and obviously that has gone out the window. I think it's criminal how late we've gotten you on here. I think we should have got you on here. You should have been one of the first guests. Because we rock with you so much, man. So we appreciate having you.
Thank you guys so much. Like when you guys asked me, I was flattered. It was kind of unexpected, and so I appreciate it, man. Like this was fun, man. I hope to do it again sometime. But I look forward to connecting with you guys and seeing this podcast blow up. I think it's about to be the Drink Champs of sneaker podcasts,
bro.
I hope so.
Speak it into existence, man. And we not gonna forget nobody, man. Because as I moved around in the social media content creation circle, there's a lot of there are a lot of assholes up that flagpole.
I've gotten got by sent some stuff out and
so
had some people not come through on the end, or people just say really rude things.
Dang,
it's muddy water out here.
I want to hear some stories here in a little bit. Offline.
All right, guys. So that has been our episode. We will see you guys next week. Love, peace, and sneakers.
Peace.
Brothers, so brothers, retro 7s, retro 3s, metallic 7, retro 11, sitting on freeze. They got so